Okay, I think we're live. Three, two, one. Let's go. What's up, everyone? Happy Friday. Welcome back to the Referral Partner Acquisition Show. If you're new to the show, my name is Will Anagnos. I'm the founder of W Marketing Solutions and the owner of the group here. So, welcome to the group. If you're new, every Friday we're here at 12 p.m. noon Eastern to provide you value regarding helping you grow your referral network for your mortgage business. If you find today's episode valuable, please let us know by slapping that like button or that love button, heart button down below so I know what you guys want to hear so that I know I'm providing value. If you guys do have any questions while we're here, you can ask any questions live. I'm here to answer them. So today's topic is going to be one of my favorites. It's prospecting, specifically the three branches of prospecting. And I'll get into those three branches in a little bit. But let me just here we go. Move a few things. Okay. Yeah, so today's going to be a really quick episode. So hopefully you're watching this from the beginning. If you're watching this on the replay, comment replay down below so that I know that you guys are checking this out afterwards. If you're here with us live, please comment live down below so I know you're watching this now with us. Again, if you have any questions, just drop them down there. So today we're going to be talking about prospecting. I speak with loan officers every single week across the country, across all 50 states, even Hawaii, even Alaska. And a lot of you guys don't know how to prospect. I know that sounds kind of harsh, but I mean that out of love. And I'll break down, what you can do to fix that, so you can proceed into growing your pipeline. Because growing your business, any business, especially a mortgage business, it comes down to three things. And these are not the three branches; these are just separate. It's just building context here. So the three things is client acquisition or referral partner acquisition. I prefer referral partner acquisition because client acquisition means one-to-one. Referral partner acquisition means one-to-many because referral partners send you many clients. So referral partner acquisition, referral partner retention, and then fulfillment. So you closing the loan, everyone's happy. Those three things, I'll say them again. Acquisition, so business acquisition, retention to retain those clients that you have acquired, for refinances, etc., and for repeat business, referrals, and fulfillment. Those three things. Everyone joins the mortgage industry thinking they'll just have to do the fulfillment, and a lot of people, especially the brokers, when they're on their own, quote unquote, and they have to go find their own business, especially, that's when they have to start doing a lot of the prospecting. They're good at the fulfillment part, but prospecting is something that is fairly new to them. And prospecting is broken down into three categories. And without prospecting, you have no one to retain. And if you can't retain anyone, well, actually, fulfillment fits in that as well. If you can't acquire referral partners or clients, then you can't retain them or fulfill on your promise. So I made a chart for you guys. I'm going to show you my screen. I'm going to go through the three branches. Okay. So if you guys can't see it, just let me know in the comments and I will fix it for you. So basically, these are the three branches right here. We're going to focus on the left-hand side of the screen. So networking yourself. Everyone tells me, I want to try this on my own. I think I can succeed and achieve my goals on my own. And if you're new, sometimes you just don't know what you're getting into, and that's okay. There's a whole learning curve, and hopefully, wherever you're working, they train you. But when it comes to prospecting your own business, like I said, there's three branches. There's finding prospects, there's connecting with prospects after you've found them, and then there's nurturing prospects after you've connected with them. Okay? So before we get to all this stuff, and I know if your eyes have gone down to here, which I'm sure they have now since I'm pointing it out, you're going to see a lot of funny things, a lot of negatives like getting ghosted, objections. We'll go over all that in a second. So basically, we have finding prospects, connecting with prospects, nurturing prospects. If you're watching this, I want you to comment down below because I'm genuinely curious of what you guys are doing for finding prospects. And if you're not doing anything, if you're brand new, then maybe make a list of things that you will do. Finding prospects, what are you doing? I'll suggest some things that I've heard. To find prospective referral partners. Since this is the referral partner acquisition show, we're going to go over finding referral partners, not direct clients. Um, Finding partners means what do you do? You could go on realtor.com and find them. You can go on MMI, which is a paid software, I believe, and you can find them and filter by production. You can find them by, oh, you just found you're at a restaurant and you saw a business card hanging out, at the counter. You picked it up, you found them. So there's many different ways to find people before you can connect with them. Okay. And so you need to make a strategy. How do I find my prospects? There's 100 different ways to find individuals. How are you going about your strategy? You should have a strategy. It shouldn't be random. You shouldn't wake up each day and not know how you're going to find prospects. You should have this branch nailed down. What do you do every day? Or what do you have your assistant do every day? Or what do you have your systems in the background do every day to find prospects? Okay. Then we have connecting with prospects. How do you connect with them? I'll list some ways. I do want you guys to tell me down below in the comments. Do you cold call? I'm talking about new opportunities. I'm not talking about calling people who you already know, nurturing your database. That's not what we're talking about. Outreach to and connecting with new referral partners. How do you go about that? Some people I talk to, they cold call. That's their way of connecting for the first time. Some people, they cold text message for the first time. They cold email. They do outreach on social media if they've accepted their request as a friend or to connect or as a follower. They connect at networking events. You connect by hosting company events, sponsorship events, and people come to you and you connect with them there. There's lots of ways. There's door knocking, of course, but you probably don't do that. So there's lots of different ways to connect. You need to have a strategy. You need to know, you need to have as a part of your strategy, what do you do to connect? So what do you do to find people? And then what do you do to connect with them on a daily, weekly, monthly basis? And last, nurturing. Once you've found them and you've connected with them, they know who you are, you're on their radar at some level. Now it's time to nurture. What do you do to nurture your relationships? What do you do to nurture your prospective referral partners after you connected with them? Do you have ready to go information that is pretty blanket ready for most if you're targeting real estate agents as referral partners? Do you have a newsletter to put them on that's specifically for them, for that audience, for realtors? Do you text them every 2 weeks just to check in? What do you do to nurture prospects? Do you ask them what they need help with? Do you actually go through the process of finding out what gap they have in their business and how you can help them? Like a lot of top producers have crappy Google pages because they just never got to it, but they're really, they're really good at other aspects of the business and that's why they're doing well. So let me close the door. Just give me 1 minute, guys. Okay. So how do you nurture your prospective referral partners? You should have this on a piece of paper or written down somewhere. What do you do every morning, every week, every month, every week, every month to find prospects, then to connect with them, and then to nurture them? And this all should be built into one seamless strategy where every day you're prospecting new business. The biggest problem I see mortgage people make is that when they get busy, they stop prospecting because one, prospecting is on their shoulders and they don't have systems or assistants to make this, excuse me, to make it run. And what happens is they get busy, their pipeline, then they clean it out, and then they get slow again. And then that process repeats, and we call that the roller coaster effect. So always be prospecting. And to always be prospecting, you need to have a specific strategy that you or your systems or your team run every single day or every single week. Otherwise, if you don't have that, then you're going to have to go through that roller coaster effect that I just mentioned. So if you're watching this and you don't have a strategy every day or every week or every month to find, connect, and nurture, and you actually implement that strategy over long periods of time, consistently, that's good. That's a great starting point. I hope you are. A lot of people, they they don't know what they're doing. They cold call, for example, and I'll ask them how often, and they'll say, yeah, when I can. That's not a strategy. You need a strategy, especially for prospecting. There's only three responsibilities: prospecting, so acquisition, retention, and fulfillment. You cannot, and without prospecting, without acquisition, you can't do the other two. So very important to have that nailed down. Okay. Now, all this fun stuff at the bottom. Obviously, it's very, very fun words. So, if you're a new loan officer and you're just getting started and you're thinking, I'm going to go out there and network and find the business on my own, these are some things that it's just a part of the process. You're going to run into them. And if you're a seasoned loan officer and you still don't have systems doing these things for you and you still don't have, or assistance, so assistance is a form of systems because you're systemizing processes. So if you don't have that in place, then you've probably gone through these things. So unfortunately, when you're when you're strategizing your three branches, there are obstacles that are going to come into play. I mean, that's just the nature of any type of job, anything. You have to have challenges to overcome. And so when you're prospecting, let's say you're networking, that's going to require you to drive a lot, probably get stuck in traffic. For example, one of our old clients, or current clients, an old story, he was telling me that he used to have to get into the car, drive 2 hours somewhere kind of far away because he wanted to develop relationships in a further market to just to meet one realtor and drive all the way back. And that took a couple hours plus time. So a couple hours in the car. Um, this person lived in Texas. I don't know how the traffic is there or what city. Houston. This guy was in Houston. Anyway, uh, and then an hour or two to have the actual appointment, and then that was all to have one appointment. So that's just a lot of time for one appointment. And then if you're finding prospects doing, looking online and doing cold outreach, then that's just an uphill battle. Same with cold DMs. Now, if you're connecting with prospects, you're gonna, especially if you're cold calling or even, cold emailing or in person, probably, but a more polite rejection would happen. You're gonna face a lot of rejection. You've probably faced a lot of objections, such as I am happy with my lenders, I only work with cash buyers. Uh, and this frustrates you because you think to yourself, or the people I speak to, they tell me it seems that I'm not going to be able to work with any realtors because everybody is objecting, even giving me a conversation. I can't even get my foot in the door. If that's not you, that's awesome. But a lot of people, especially new people, they're struggling, which is, why we exist. We exist to help you guys. And then sometimes when you connect with individuals, you end up paying for drinks, paying for lunch, and it ends up being pretty expensive just to connect with people. And then nurturing. I've heard plenty of stories where someone took someone out for sushi, like a $200 bill, paid for the bill, and never heard from that person, that realtor ever again. That was their story. And I can think of many similar stories where they went out for coffee, something less expensive, but still time was spent and nothing came from it. So you don't want to have appointments with people unless you've already developed a relationship. I mean, a coffee meeting. Um, follow up. Follow up is very tedious. It's something that people just forget to do due to laziness, due to being busy, due to forgetting, or due to just fear that you're being annoying. Follow up is a part of the game. You have to follow up. And then brown nosing. No one wants to brown nose a realtor. Realtors are not going to send you business if you do that. But a lot of people, they feel like they're in a position where what else can I do besides whatever they say? So if this is you, I guess measure your results and tell yourself, is this getting me where I want to go? Regardless, even if it's not, I think if it's not, you should go back to the drawing board and make a strategy if you haven't. What's your strategy for finding prospects? What's your strategy for connecting with prospects? And what's your strategy for nurturing with prospects? And is it getting you to where you're trying to get to? And are these things happening and what are you doing to mitigate them? That's called objection handling or problem pre-handling. Okay. And guys, one moment. My cat wants to leave the room. Let me open the door. All right. So that's all for today's episode. If you are networking yourself and you are struggling, feel free to send me a message here in the group or just on Facebook in general. We have a system that completely works for you. It does the finding, the connecting, and the nurturing, and it bypasses all these negative things. And our results usually are better, 5 to 10% of potential referral partners become actual referral partners, the ones that we connect our loan officers and brokers to. That's pretty good conversion rate. If you don't believe me, just check out our results posted everywhere online. So thanks for being here with us today and have a great weekend. See you guys next week.